Akwa Ibom Deputy Governor loses daughter to childbirth implications just 7 months after her wedding.
So I got a lot of DMs yesterday when the news broke. I got a lot of messages in my DM saying, "Doctor, how could this be? What do you think could have possibly happened? This is the daughter of a politically exposed person, and we don't expect that financial resources were the problem. So why would something like this happen?" First of all, heartfelt condolences to everybody, all members of the family. Nobody deserves to lose their daughter in this manner or in any other manner. No parent deserves to bury their young. Please, can I say it? Maternal mortality is no respecter of persons. It doesn't care about your social class, your economic status, your size, your height, it does not care. It does not care about your virtue, whether you're a good or a bad person. It does not care. This has happened to the Deputy Governor of Akwa Ibom State. It has happened to the former governor of Sokoto State. Yes, he lost a daughter in childbirth. It has happened to a colleague. His specialty, his O&G, he's still practicing. He lost his wife in childbirth. It has happened to the niece of the current Senate president. Yes, lost her life in childbirth. Serena Williams, who you all know, almost lost her life in childbirth. Maternal mortality is no respecter of persons. Please, let's discard the notion that, it's something that only happens to women of a certain socio-economic cadre. It's not true. And which is why I appeal. Number one, take your antenatal seriously. It is better to be told that you are doing too much than to not do enough, and you either damage your body, lose your life, or lose your precious baby in the process, or have the baby come out damaged. Can I take it again? It is better to be said to be doing too much. Number two, anywhere you are getting that antenatal, make sure it is antenatal that gives you guidance and training on what to do if emergency services were not available. Do you understand what I'm saying? If an ambulance were not available, would you survive? If there was power outage in your hospital, would you survive? With the antenatal training you're receiving, would you survive? Would you make it out alive? Are they training you in that manner? Or you're just going because you want to birth quickly? Things are happening. Please, you don't want to wait to be an unfortunate statistic or victim. I keep on shouting it. Wherever you are getting your antenatal training, is it proactive enough to make sure that they are preparing you in case the worst, you meet the worst? Because you don't know what you are going to see on that day. Nobody knows what they are going to see on that day. The way they are training you, the way they are preparing you, are they preparing you with that in mind? How are they building your blood? How are they taking care of your BP? These are the issues. It's not just to run and say you are getting antenatal. What kind of antenatal are you getting? Because in this our environment, there's so many issues that can arise and take a woman out. So to answer the question, what could have possibly happened? We don't know for sure. We have not heard for now what happened. But these are some of the common, I'm going to mention 1, 2, 3 issues that could likely take a woman out in childbirth. Number one is postpartum hemorrhage. Bleeding. Please, when you see us build mamas in bed safe to crazy levels of PCV, this is why. Bleeding incidences, that's number one. Number two, hypertensive issues. It can happen in pregnancy. It can happen in childbirth. It can happen afterwards. Number three, cerebrovascular accident. I've mentioned it before. That straining, prolonged labor, straining, we don't know that this is what happened, but straining, have it at the back of your mind. Every time you're straining, you're putting your cerebral arteries at risk. These are some of the possibilities. Again, we don't know for sure what happened. So I'm using this medium to answer that question and say, don't think that because you're in an urban area or because you're you have a certain socioeconomic status, there is not something that can touch you. Anywhere you are getting antenatal care from, make sure it is antenatal that prepares you so that even if you meet the worst on that day, you can survive. Ask yourself, the information and education you are receiving, even if I meet the worst on that day, will I survive? You're a black woman, and black women are more at risk. I hope you know that. In case you didn't know now for free. So this is also an appeal to my colleagues. I am begging you with everything you believe in. We are in a sensitive space, we're in a sensitive sector, which is health. Other industries, other sectors can do anything or almost anything, and nobody's life will go. Before you put out that content, before you put out that piece of information, ask yourself, is this something that will help this woman survive? Is this something that will help this baby survive? Let us not put out content just for putting out sake. If you must go over it again and again and again. Pregnant women are some of the most vulnerable people ever. If you are a medical practitioner, be careful what you are putting out to pregnant women. That advice you are giving, is it what will help her survive? It's not about going viral. Is it what will help her survive? Is it what will help her baby survive? Again, paint this scenario in your mind before you release that content. If this woman were to be faced with the worst possible hospital conditions, will this information I am giving, will it help her? Let that be your guiding mantra before you say you're releasing consent. These are lives at stake. Let's not joke with them. So to everyone here who has experienced loss, you've lost a sister, you've lost a cousin, you've lost a relative, we are so sorry. Our hearts go out. We will keep fighting. We will keep pushing to do better for those who are alive, and God will help us. May the soul of the departed rest in peace.